Have you ever noticed that once you hit your 40s, staying strong suddenly becomes harder? Maybe you're working out just as much as you did 10 years ago, but you're not seeing the same results. You lose muscle faster when you take time off, your recovery takes longer, and everyday tasks seem just a little more difficult. For years, scientists thought this was simply an unavoidable part of getting older. But newer research tells a different story. Researchers now understand why our muscles begin aging faster after 40, and more importantly, they've discovered that much of this process can actually be slowed, and in some cases, partially reversed. Let's break down what's really happening. Your muscles aren't just there to help you look fit. They're one of the most important organs for healthy aging. Muscle controls your metabolism, stabilizes your joints, protects your bones, helps regulate blood sugar, and even influences your immune system. In fact, researchers have found that muscle strength is one of the strongest predictors of how long you'll live and how well you'll age. People who maintain their muscle mass are generally healthier, more independent, and less likely to experience falls, fractures, diabetes, and even early death. So, why do muscles suddenly start declining after 40? The first reason is something scientists call anabolic resistance. Think of your muscles like a construction site. When you're young, every time you eat protein or lift weights, your body quickly starts rebuilding stronger muscle. But as you age, that construction crew becomes less responsive. The same workout, the same amount of protein, now produces less muscle growth. It's almost like your muscles have turned the volume down on the signals telling them to grow. Researchers have also discovered that our muscles slowly accumulate damage inside their cells. One major problem involves tiny structures called mitochondria. You can think of mitochondria as the power plants inside every muscle cell. As we age, they become less efficient at producing energy. Damaged mitochondria also create more harmful molecules called reactive oxygen species, which place additional stress on muscle tissue. Instead of constantly renewing themselves, muscle cells begin operating with older, less efficient machinery. At the same time, chronic low-grade inflammation begins increasing. Scientists sometimes call this inflammaging. Unlike the inflammation that occurs after an injury, this is a constant, low-level immune activation that slowly interferes with muscle repair. It's like trying to renovate a house while someone keeps turning off the electricity every few minutes. Repairs still happen, but much more slowly. Another major discovery involves the stem cells that repair muscle. These cells are called satellite cells. When you're younger, they wake up after exercise or injury and quickly repair damaged muscle fibers. After 40, many of these cells become less active. They're still there, but they're much slower to respond. That means every workout produces less rebuilding than it once did. Hormones also play a role. Testosterone, growth hormone, estrogen, and other hormones that help maintain muscle gradually decline with age. Poor sleep, chronic stress, and inactivity can make these changes even worse. The result is a gradual loss of muscle called sarcopenia, which can begin as early as your 30s and accelerate after age 60 if nothing is done. But here's the encouraging part. This decline is not inevitable. Scientists consistently find that resistance training is the single most effective way to slow muscle aging. Lifting weights sends a powerful signal that tells your muscles they're still needed. Even people in their 70s, 80s, and 90s can build significant muscle and strength through progressive resistance training. Your muscles never completely lose their ability to adapt. Protein also becomes much more important. Because of anabolic resistance, older adults need more high-quality protein to stimulate muscle growth than younger adults. Research suggests aiming for roughly 25 to 40 grams of high-quality protein per meal, spread throughout the day, gives your muscles multiple opportunities to rebuild. Protein alone won't build muscle, but combined with strength training, it becomes incredibly powerful. Sleep is another often overlooked factor. Most of your muscle repair happens while you sleep. Poor sleep increases inflammation, raises stress hormones, and reduces your body's ability to recover from exercise. If you're only sleeping 5 or 6 hours each night, you're making muscle maintenance much harder. Finally, don't stop moving. Even if you exercise 3 times a week, sitting for the remaining 12 hours each day still has consequences. Regular walking, climbing stairs, carrying groceries, gardening, and simply staying physically active throughout the day all help preserve muscle health. Your muscles respond to frequent reminders that they're needed. Here's the big takeaway. Scientists haven't discovered that muscle aging is unavoidable. They've discovered why it happens. And that's an important difference. Yes, your muscles become less responsive after 40. Yes, repair slows down. And yes, muscle loss becomes easier. But research consistently shows that strength training, adequate protein, quality sleep, and staying active can dramatically slow, and often partially reverse, many of these age-related changes. In other words, getting older doesn't automatically mean getting weaker. Your muscles are constantly listening to the signals you give them. The question is, what signals are you sending today? If you found this video helpful, follow for science that actually helps you live longer. I'll see you next week.